This activity is called Designing Ads with Transparency, a creative workshop. This is part of the K-12 AI education series from MIT Media Lab's Personal Robots group. This was created by Daniela Di Paola, a research assistant, and Stephanie Nguyen, a research scientist, both at MIT Media Lab. In this activity, we explore what is the purpose of advertising? What influence does it have on us? In this activity, we will learn to think critically about the role of ads in our lives. And in groups, we will create an advertisement for an everyday object. The trick of all of this is to make the ad as transparent as possible. How will you design your ad? What elements or messages should stand out most? In this video, we go over a quick overview of the activities. This was piloted with the Girl Scouts of Eastern Massachusetts. It will take between 30 and 60 minutes and can be done in groups of 3 or 4 or individually. We piloted this with 9 to 11-year-olds. Here are some of the learning objectives: to find out what malware and adware is, to learn about data privacy, the meaning and the purpose and influence of it, and to learn about how to protect ourselves from being tricked by advertisements. Here are some of the materials you will need. You can access this on the website above and on the slide deck as a resource. Visit aieducation.mit.edu and navigate to the units page. In the activity overview, we have 4 parts: the introduction, the activity, we will reveal posters, and then finally wrap up with some thoughts. Section 1, Introduction on Ads and Data. Who watches YouTube? What shows? Why do you watch those? Where do you hear about these shows? We encourage you to use these as opening questions to get students really excited and willing to share more about their activities on YouTube. Get a sense of what type of shows they watch and what their exposure to different types of content is. Be ready to drill down more. Then we ask, what do you know about ads? Where do you see them both in the physical and digital world? How do you feel when you see an ad? How does a company know to advertise something to you? And maybe what is a good or a bad ad? We then go into how we can actually tell what an ad is through visual design elements, such as a sponsored label, verbal cues, or logos. Section 2, Activity, Design Your Own Ad. First, we'll have you pass out a worksheet. We will use this worksheet to be able to point to specific tactics in brands and ads that they may already be aware of. This will be a really helpful tool to guide them as they are designing their own ads. Next, we'll set up the scene. You've been hired to make a video for one item. In our workshop, we used items such as a toothbrush, a stuffed animal, a Polaroid camera, a Harry Potter toy wand, and a cookbook. We chose these items because they were familiar to students, and we thought they might appeal to a variety of interests. We wanted items that would inspire students to create a fun ad. And then the next step is to actually design the ad. You can use a poster, a skit, or a song that you will share in front of your peers if you're in a group. The one requirement is to include some type of indicator to ensure that your friends know that it's an ad based on the design elements we previously went over on the worksheets. Section 3, Present the advertisements. Allow students to share their ads. Here are a few examples of what some students created in terms of the posters they did. After they present and are still standing, ask them about the tactics used in the poster or skits that allowed them to be more transparent to their audience, their peers. The trick is, again, to make the advertisement as transparent as possible. How will you design your ad? What elements or messages should stand out most? Tie this back to the learning we did earlier with design attributes, logos, and verbal cues. We ask questions like, what is your ad? How did you show that it is an ad? And how will it be conveyed? What was the most challenging? And what was most easy about this process? And finally, we get into a wrap-up discussion. What did we learn? Do you think ads are good or bad? Draw out the nuances here. How did your peers inform us that we were viewing an ad? The next time we are viewing media, What might we look for to know if something is an ad or not? Why is it important for us to know this? Some of the takeaways that we honed in on are to be able to recognize when something is an ad online and how they are trying to influence you. We also want to point out design can be used to let people know when something is an advertisement. Thank you for tuning in. We hope that you notice ads more in your lives, learn something new, and share your learnings with others. We hope you get to take a look at some of the materials accompanying this video, and we'd love your feedback.